Hello, I'm welcoming you bunches this afternoon. It's late. It's 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. And it's confession time. I have been a lump for 2 afternoons. Yesterday and some of today. Now, I'm not saying I didn't get out and do things that needed doing in the morning, but I actually binge watched some television programs yesterday afternoon, and of course some videos. And today I was on my second repeat of Old Law and Order, and I said, "Ugh, this has got to stop, Carol. This is not the inner you." But then I heard my mother's voice saying, and my grandmother's voice saying to my mother, "Listen to your body." So my excuse is I listened very, very closely, and it said, "Lump it," so I was a lump. But I got kind of thinking about my black and white, and then, well, okay, this is really telling. I said to myself, if you have black thread for the sewing machine, that means you have to get up and do something, at least get started. So, over to the sewing machine, which is right over there, dug in the box, and there was a perfectly new spool of black thread. I said, whoa. Then I pulled out the little front of the Singer and opened that compartment, and there was a black bobbin. I said, okay, that's it. The message has come across. So, here I am. Let me also explain this. A new Dollar Tree has opened. And a new Dollar Tree, a huge new Dollar Tree, in which everything is beautifully, perfectly untouched, a lot of it, because it's only been open a week. Just completely in places, and so my husband and I had to take a turn. And over in the housewares down, I found these papers, wrapped in cellophane. And I said, okay, plenty of white space, black, OMG, $1, that much paper. And when I got it home, I opened it, and I found out that it was, which it did not say. I guess they cannot use the contact paper because it would be infringing, and heavens knows we've all learned about infringing. So, what we have here is prepare the surface, measure and cut, peel off the backing. Okay, I can't believe that this gorgeousness was $1. I'm not even going to have to use any glue. So, alrighty, where is it? Here it is. I've been showing this to you, and I don't know where this is going to go, but I know I want to have a black and white, mostly black, adventure. This was waiting for me. I made this during my downtime with lack of computer, and now that I look at it, I say to myself, well, my natural inclination is to say, gee, I'm sorry, that's not black thread. Well, if I'm that, off, then I don't understand the concept of junk journaling very well, do I? So, this needs, because this was removed from the book, and the holes in which the book was, the signature was sewn, are still there, which makes for a little bit of weakness. And I'm sure you can recognize this is my metallic and black and white washi box. I love washi tape. Do I use it? Not enough even to think about. I cannot believe that I don't use it more often. I have some beautiful things in color and so forth. So, black and white it is, down here. Let's go. Let's start. The last thing, this is a little bit discolored for a while because I imagine there is a little bit of rustiness going on in there, but it straightens itself out very quickly. And so let's put this down. This is nice, heavy washi, and it will do the trick. Comes through a little bit, the rusty colored, not important. Let's get that cut off. And this bit cut off. Not quite to suit. And I decided when I brought this home and then realized just now that this is contact, this could be very wonderful or not so wonderful. We'll see. I was thinking, why don't I make a little journal to sew with the black thread, to sew into the center of this folder? And the answer is yes, I will. So let's get some measurements. Let's get some measurements. I'm going to want 4 3/4. Yes, let's see. 4 3/4. Come away from that a little bit and let's look at this again. Well, it wouldn't be impossible to do 5. So let's have 8/8 would be 1, and we don't want that. Let's, I'll do 7/8. Okay. And yes, I taught 5th grade, and I taught fractions. Long division and fractions, which were not optional in my class. Everybody had to be able to do long division and whip into their fractions. No excuses. 8. Okay. The 8 we can get easily. 8 we can get easily. And isn't this nice? We'll go right up there. Yes, we will. I hope you're having an enjoyable weekend. I know I am. I'm quite a rested girl right now. Let's follow the line, Carol. Let's follow the line. And let's do 4. Let's do 4. One half. It's 4/8. 6/8. Well, we'll just call that one right there 7/8. Yes, we will. Okay. taught all grades from first through college. But what I liked the most was fifth grade. Fifth grade, or your last chance to get education poured in before hitting middle school, when a lot of children kind of have to do a lot of testing. Gee, that was intelligent, Carol. I know that you would not have let me do that if I had heard you. Okay. Let's use that as a cheat. Let's just use that as a cheat. That one would go there. That one would go there. And that one would go. That one would go. Just checking. Bingo. Okay, and this one will go here. And then that would fold and sit in here rather nicely. Yes. Okay. I'll certainly find a place for that. Sometimes fun things happen. Finding paper. That is okay now. Okay now. Okay, so not focusing the way I ought to be, obviously. What can we do? Well, one piece of paper to put these on. Yes. Okay. We will just get around that situation. We will so get around that situation. And no, a little more, Carol. Make it straight. And how about, I've been wanting to use this paper. I found it in Walmart, and it was in the painting section, so basically it's masking paper. Very, very fine, but very satiny feeling. And so this piece is going to come to the party. Is it going to make it? Is it going to make it? Oh, it's going to make it like that. Yes, it is. Ooh. This might be an opportunity to use a little more washi. Break the eggs. I'm trying very hard to make omelet right now. Okay. Making omelet. All right. And one more. I think this was $1 and low change. Now, maybe I shouldn't have binged for 2 afternoons. right. Let's get these two cut. And one. Very, very, very light shade of gray. These are my two pieces. These are the throwaways. Oh, doesn't that come away nicely? Get my card out, and let's get this one ready to pull. Maybe it would be better if it was even. There. Now, let's see how this is going to do. Lines, Carol. That's why they're there. And I'm going to declare that the spot. That's a little off. That's okay. Not exactly okay, but not the worst thing on earth. Now, oops. Okay, this is dollar store contacts paper, so it's a little bit fine. Use this and this. And some more. And down to here. Oh, the credit card moves that pretty well. And just a nice light ghost. Ooh, doesn't this feel nice? Now, okay, I'm going to do that again and put some washi down to act as a hinge, and I'm going to try to do this correct. Well, you know, it would be an opportunity to use some of these interesting washies that I have. Another expression from Grandma, out of everything bad comes something good. So, I will return, and I'm going to cut some more papers. I'm thinking 4 sheets, 2 with the masking paper back, and I think 2 with coffee stain. That might be quite pretty. See you shortly. Good morning again. I've had time for a good think, and I have added some color book pages to the tuck spots and filled in this area. I used a little bit of this coffee dyed paper because the back of one of these is coffee dyed paper. So I've also finally figured out what my direction is. That happened this morning while I was lying in bed cogitating life. Now I decided that I'm going to do collaging of various bits here, and here are the various bits that I have. I went in and found some tissue paper that I had stamped ages ago. This is commercial. This is Carol done at the same time that was and never used. Some music, some writing, some butterflies, this and this. So it's time now to, and a piece of this gray. So I'm going to set these, and I've picked in case I use them. And I know I will hear from you if I don't, because I have no reason not to. Those are really very pretty. But I think it's washi is out of sight, out of mind. These I'm going to save for another project. These are here because I might or might not wish to use them. A piece of cardstock from a pad of papers and a bit of the contact paper. Let's see now. Okay, this is the front, and I'm going to be wanting some gray. That should work there. Maybe a little bit of that for up here. And definitely going to be wanting some of this this pretty butterfly paper. And some of this script. Definitely a piece of the script for here. Some music. do too badly at all, and I want that bit with the holes. So let's do here. Plan on that to go up and this to go over. And maybe this piece of embossed envelope. And a little bit of this. Oh, do I see a feather? Oh, I see a feather. Let's have a bit of feather. Right, let's have a bit of feather. But before we do that, I want to get these down. Okay. I'm going to glue these and the feather down. And if I think I need something else, I think I will take one of these. I will return. Well, I've been having a think, and I'm starting to see something like this down the side of the page, with or without some very tiny, tiny little green leaves. Probably, when I say tiny, I mean that size, just a little bit, or not. So that is what I'm thinking about now. I'm going to tuck these out of the way. And then, well, I need to move these. So I'm going to put those again out of harm's way. This was the collage cover, front and back. I used a little bit of the contact paper there and one more of the butterflies. And that's why I thought maybe some of the green leaves. But I also added some of the my stamped tissue paper. And this was the commercial one. I thought that would add just a little nice background for here. But I've also decided that I want to push this back a little bit. So I'm going to have some gesso. Just a little bit of gesso on a not that one. Let me use a fresh one. All right, let's see. And let's see what we can do about moving some of this a little bit. Just don't want to have any straight lines if I can make it. And so I'm thinking that I want to do some thinking that I might want to do some painting on this front cover. I do want the collage bits to show. Yes, that makes me happy. Now let's let me open this. Oh, let me add a little bit more here. Anything else lifting? No. Okay. There. Mended. Now let's, oh, that bit's a bit thick right there. Okay. Now, to the back. And just the slightest bit more back here. Okay, mission accomplished. While that is taking its time drying, I will share with you what I've been doing in the center. I picked some of Mrs. Cogg's. Let me get closer so that you can appreciate them. I picked some of Mrs. Cogg's White in the Garden. And on this one, I sewed around the edge. I added this piece of stamped fabric. And then I went inside and I added this doily to the center. The second White in the Garden, and I picked these two particular ladies because of the darkness of what is around them. And then I decided, well, I haven't done this in a while, so I went into my white laces and found this vintage crocheted lace, and I added it as tags. And I'm thinking that I'm going to sew them down. They're just glued lightly, and I'm going to zigzag them down. So for today, I'm going to stop because I have to really get my thinking cap on as to what I want to do here. And I really did like that look of the white flowers on the side, and the ladies, and the little journal in the center. If you have enjoyed sharing today's working in black and white in the garden, let's say, I would appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I would certainly appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Let's get a little bit close to have a look and see where we are. There are the ladies. Aren't they just lovely? And a stamp piece on a nice fine piece of muslin, and I just glued the flower part down because I want this to have a little motion. And the pieces of crocheted lace, and in the center I used some of the white music paper, a piece of the contact, and isn't she just beautiful, that dark background? And so I have to we have to give a think about what's going to happen there. And so let's look at the front cover. This piece of stamped, and I just ran that stamping over the embossing, and our butterfly, the stamped feather on tissue, and I brought out a little bit of the contact paper, or another butterfly, or music, stamping. This has been great fun, but I have to say it's been it has been quite a challenged to think with two colors primarily, and it's been giving me food for thought, and I think I'm starting to see where I want this to go. In fact, I'm wondering, I might not want some fold-outs, but I'll have to find something in the black and white that idea that suits me. So I'll be seeing you shortly. Bye now.